Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So today in this video I am going to show you one very interesting scenario which is pointing out the price of Bitcoin is in a very dangerous situation, because in the last price action, whenever this exact scenario has unfolded, the price of Bitcoin has seen this retracement up to 60%. And now the question here is, will this also unfollow here in the current Bitcoin price action? We are going to talk about that definitely, but first let me show you this one scenario which is playing out exactly like what we talked on my yesterday's video, because I made it very clear. After the price of Bitcoin has seen this retracement towards the lower line area of this broadening wedge, we knew that this lower line was always a strong line of support, and each and every time the price of Bitcoin has seen this retracement towards the lower line, after that we have seen this relief rally type of scenario. And that was one reason why we were also expecting this relief rally to continue, and we're exactly between this 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci line. And now if we look at this price action of Bitcoin, where are we? We are exactly between this 38,900 to 39,200 price range. So if the price of Bitcoin is going to find a proper support above this 0.618 Fibonacci line, then this relief rally will continue, because we know right now, beside this 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci line, also guys, also this falling wedge upper line is acting as a resistance. If I show you one more time here, you can see this upper line is exactly where we are finding ourselves, and this upper line has always been a strong line of resistance in price action. So that is the reason now, if the price of Bitcoin is also going to break out of this upper line area from this falling wedge and flip it into support, then here in the medium short term, right, this trend here could continue this relief rally type of scenario first between this 40,000 to 40,500 range, and also guys, also flipping this into support, right? Flipping this into support, we could be continuing this rally towards this 42,000 price area. And only after breaking out of this resistance 42,000, then we know this relief rally is going to continue, where we will be gravitating towards the bigger 0.5 0.618 Fibonacci line, and that is lying between this 42,000 to 44,000 range, because 44,000 is the 0.618 Fibonacci line for us. So that's why here in the immediate short term, we must flip this resistance, the upper line resistance, from this falling wedge into support. Let me show you one more time, right? Upper line area from this falling wedge into support, and also find a proper support above this 0.618 Fibonacci line. So if we do that, then we know this relief rally is more likely to continue here to the upward direction. But for the immediate short term guys, if this is going to fail, right, if this is going to fail, price showing this fake out and again breaking it to the downside, then we have to be extremely careful, because right now guys, right now the area where we are finding ourselves according to this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve first, right, is the 9.02 Fibonacci level, because this blue line is the final line of support here, weekly time frame according to this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, because losing the support from this 0.9 Fibonacci level, which is lying around 38,400, the next support is the lower line area, or the bottom line from this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, which could be around 33 to 34,000 price range. And this is not what we want the price of Bitcoin to do, but we know guys, we know one very dangerous situation is also unfolding right now for Bitcoin. What is that? Let me show you here, because we know in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever the price of Bitcoin has lost the support from this 50 weekly moving average, we have talked about it plenty of time in my video, we got gravitated towards the 200 weekly moving average here as well, right? Lost the support from this 50 weekly moving average, got gravitated towards the 200 weekly moving average. Same scenario has unfolded again and again. Right now, if we look in our case, we have also lost the support from this 50 weekly moving average. And now if you look at this one example, this one here from 2018, when the price of Bitcoin broke the support from this 50 weekly moving average, the price tried to re-enter above it. It failed, right? It failed to re-enter above this 50 weekly moving average, and after that we saw this price retracement towards the 200 weekly moving average. And if you look at this price drop from this high till this low, you can see the price of Bitcoin saw a retracement almost around 63%. And now if we look in our case, this is a very similar scenario where the price of Bitcoin got rejection exactly after reaching around this 50 weekly moving average. And now if this is also going to be a retracement towards this 200 weekly moving average, just like here from past Bitcoin price action, then you can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin from this swing high till this swing low, if that's going to happen, then it's also going to be around this 50 to 55%. So that is also one reason why I want you guys to be very, very careful at this current stage. And also let me give you one reason why yesterday I was so sure that the price of Bitcoin is going to see this really rally at least towards this 0.618 or 0.5 before choosing a trend direction. Because if you are aware, guys, this month is a May month, and for this May month we also have this new CPI line placed for Bitcoin. And yesterday when the price of Bitcoin was below the CPI line, it was a VCPR, and VCPR indicate the price of Bitcoin first gets gravitated towards the CPI line, right, before choosing a trend direction. So that's why now you can see the price is heading towards this bottom CPI line, which is lying around 39,000 area. So if we do manage to flip this into support, then we are aware, guys, this example, right, and also this resistance could be actually acting as a support, and also after that price could be consolidating between these CPI lines, which is going to be around 39 to 40,000 range, and getting rejection, right, getting rejection from the CPI line after testing the bottom CPI line area. This is a very, very dangerous scenario, because you can see the lower price target, if we are going to get rejection around this area and price is also going to show this retracement, then for this May month, the first monthly S1 line, the lower price target is lying around 34,000 price range. So this 34,200, 34,300 is going to be our lower price target if the price of Bitcoin fails to break above this 39,000 to 40,000 range. And if it does, right, if it does breaks out of this line and also flips into the support, then you can see the first upward price target for this May month is going to be around 44,200 price range. So that's why now you can see 44,000 is our potential upward price target according to the CPI line if we actually manage to stay inside the CPI area, and the lower target is going to be around 34,300, 34,200 if this bottom CPI line is going to be acting as a resistance around 39,200 price range. So let's see whether the price of Bitcoin breaks out of this 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci line and flips it into support, and also breaks out of this upper line resistance from this falling wedge. And now we can see also the lower line resistance or the bottom line resistance from this CPI line, which is lying around 39,250 to 39,300 price area. So that's why, guys, that's why right now it's a very, very critical situation for Bitcoin. And if you also look at this here in immediate short term, yesterday I showed you this horizontal line and why this horizontal line was so important for Bitcoin. And now since we have already broken out of this horizontal line, what to expect next here in the immediate short term, let me show you that. So guys, before I talk about this here in a smaller time frame and also what could be unfolding in the immediate short term, do destroy that like button if you haven't done it yet. And also for those individual, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, then do it right now. So now looking at this in hourly time frame, you can see yesterday I showed you this one price movement where the price of Bitcoin has always got rejection after retesting the previous support line. Why? Because we have seen each and every time the price of Bitcoin has seen this movement where we have tried to break out of this previous support line, you can see what has happened. The price of Bitcoin has always found a resistance here, right? You can see we broke out of the support line. When we tried to break out of it, the same previous support line acted as a resistance, bigger pullback. Same scenario happened. Previous support line acted as a resistance, bigger pullback. Again, the previous support line acted as a resistance, bigger price pullback. And now this same line did reject the price, and after that we saw this retracement. But now you can see this line has been destroyed. I mean, this resistance line has been broken and price is clearly above this 39,000 range. So if we do see any sort of a retracement, then the same line around 39,000 is definitely going to be actually acting as a support for Bitcoin, and this trend could potentially continue here at least towards this lower or bottom line from this CPI indicator. So that's why guys, here in the immediate short term, just like yesterday, whether this 39,200, 39,300 is going to be flipped into support, because Doing that will clearly indicate the price of Bitcoin has now re-entered inside the CPI area, also broken the resistance from this Fibonacci line and also this falling trend line. So these are some of the interesting scenario what I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then do hit the like button, and also for those individuals watching it for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.